Hi friends, welcome to the Mastermind Moments podcast.
Hosted by your pals, Josh and Sasha.
Join us during our weekly mastermind as we collaborate on how to make the most out of our lives.
Not only are we going to mastermind our careers, we're going to work on all areas of life together.
Let's do it. Listen in as we make the most of our mastermind moments.
Hello.
I'm
How
good.
are
How
you?
are you?
I'm okay. I'm like all over the place. To paint the scene for you guys, Josh and I have not recorded in 2 weeks, and it hasn't been for a lack of trying. The first time we tried to record, we got 20 minutes into our episode and my Wi-Fi cut out, so we lost our entire episode, but it was kind of nice to actually just FaceTime instead and chat. And then we tried to record yesterday, but Josh no-showed me.
Stop it. I woke up
So here
and
we
I
are.
saw 8 notifications from you. I think you tried to call me a few times and you tried to text me a few times, and I was like, shit. I felt so bad. Honestly, like I was dreading opening the messages because I realized what I'd done. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's really okay. I mean, like, I messed up the week before, like, my Wi-Fi cut out, whatever. Like, you've never no-showed me in our entire friendship, and I'm like, this motherfucker just forgot to get up early. And I knew that's exactly what
I
happened
felt so
too. I
bad,
knew
and
it.
then I saw that you sent a voice message, and I don't know if you have this now. I think we discussed this before about how iMessage now shows like previews of what the message, and I saw
Yeah.
the preview, and I was like, she's pissed. Because the first few words, I don't remember what they were, but it sounded like you were pissed. Exactly.
Don't you forget about me.
And I was like, shit. And I was terrified to listen to it. And I pressed play and I was like, she's all right.
I was singing the song like, don't you forget about me. No, honestly, it was fine. Like, I was working last night anyway, so you not showing up, it was no big deal. Like, I just continued to do my
Yeah.
work for the other podcast, which is fucking insanity. But yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
part
So
of
it was
what
totally
worried me. I
okay.
woke up and I saw the messages and I realized what I'd done. And I was like, shit, she probably didn't make plans tonight because of this. So if that's the case, that makes me feel better about it.
I mean, I didn't make plans for that, but honestly, it was really good. It was the first, like, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to bed early and I'm going to get all my work done. And I ended up sitting down and getting 5 hours of work done. Or I sat down and worked for another 5 hours just on like the podcast and everything, which was so needed. I ended up not going to sleep as early as I wanted, but it was the first night in a while I hadn't had a drink. And I was just like, yeah, it was just really nice to not and just to focus on my work and to just go to sleep and whatever. So honestly, it was totally
Nice.
okay.
Okay. All right. So it worked out.
It's totally okay. Yeah, so don't feel bad about it. Plus, we fucked up the week before. I fucked up the week before with my Wi-Fi, which wasn't my fault, but it was also low-key my fault because I just forgot to book an Airbnb that has Wi-Fi.
But in reality,
forgot to look.
What Airbnbs don't have Wi-Fi these days? That's so wild.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, isn't it a given? Isn't it a given that Airbnbs have Wi-Fi? I'm
It should
confused.
be. I think you should expect it in the kind of modern...
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I was like in a hotel, so that's what I was doing is go down to the hotel lobby and just working there. But it was like when you're getting up at 5 a.m. for a meeting and going downstairs and then your meeting gets canceled and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? LOL. Well, it's fine. Anyway, let's spin a wheel really quick. Okay, we landed on mental health. How do you know when you need a mental health break?
That is a meaty question to start the episode because right now I'm in that position. I wouldn't say I'm at rock bottom, but I'm in a very, very weird place at the moment where I know that I need to take some time to spend time with nature, to spend some time with myself, to journal, just to kind of reset. Yeah, I'm in a weird headspace at the moment, and I think it's when my brain starts to feel super frazzled, when my brain starts to feel anxious, stuck, numb, a whole host of negative emotions that I feel quite intensely. And that's kind of where I am at the moment. And I know in those moments that I know how I can reset it. I know how I can get back into that kind of healthier frame of mind. It's to do with diet, it's to do with as I said, spending time with nature, I think, is a really, really good way to do it. Yeah, that kind of, it's a very relevant question for me right now.
You feel like you're feeling frazzled right now?
Frazzled? I'm not sure if that's the right word. I just feel, I actually questioned this morning if I might be depressed at the moment. I'm just kind of in a weird place where I just don't have any motivation. I don't really feel much at the moment. It's just kind of everything feels a bit numb. I feel like I'm pretty much constantly dissociated at the moment, which is a really unpleasant place to be. And I don't realize it as well. That's the worst part about dissociation, is that I don't really notice it until there's certain things that I would normally feel quite intensely. Like yesterday, I went to the theater to see a really good, very well done production of a really good musical. And I was sitting there, and like halfway through the first half, I was like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not experiencing this like I should be. And that's a really scary place to be. And that's kind of where I have been a lot recently. I think this side of the new year, it's been
Yeah.
it's been a difficult few weeks from a mental health perspective for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so are you going to take a break soon and go spend time in nature, or?
I've been trying to figure it out. I mean, it's got such a busy couple of weeks with work, so it's quite difficult. I mean, what I really want to do is drive a couple of hours to my dad's, which is in the countryside, and just spend a few days there, because that always helps me reset. That's always a great place to go if I want just to escape the city, escape the hustle and bustle for a few days. And there's no noise there. It's just so nice and peaceful. So many nice walks to get out into nature. So I've been looking at when I can potentially do that over the next couple of weeks, and it's just difficult because I'm traveling a lot for work, and I'll figure it out. Hopefully sometime in the next couple of weeks. I desperately need it. So if I think I continue in this headspace, then I'll just go and do it and forget about my
Yeah.
work commitments and social commitments, and I'll just go away for a few days.
Okay. Okay. Well, I hope you get that break soon, because if you're like kind of at the end of your rope, I mean, it's tough because we haven't talked at all, and it's really upsetting. I know we talked about this last week when we tried to record and couldn't, and we're just like, oh, like I'm so used to every Friday, like having my little gummy and sending you a message, and like that we just we would voice message back and forth all weekend just about everything, but I haven't been in the habit of doing that just because my life has been so up in the air. So we haven't been connecting as much as we usually do, and it's really tough and upsetting almost. And I'm sad that I like didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure I even really knew it was happening until the last few days. I mean, I know that it's been a difficult start to the year because I haven't been doing what I want to do. And I went into this year so excited about the year and about my goals and what I was going to do. But it's just there's been a lot that's gone wrong. It's kind of sent me into a weird spiral. But yeah, I mean, it's only the last few days, as I say, that I've really acknowledged where I might be, and that it might not just be a rut, it might actually be depression. And of course, I guess depression is in a way a rut. It may be controversial to say that, but depression is, from my perspective, and I definitely have been depressed in the past, you can get out of it. You can 100% get out of it. I'm not a believer in antidepressants. I took antidepressants for 3-4 years when I was a teenager. They helped me initially, but then they just made me numb. So I'm not a believer in antidepressants, generally speaking, in the long term. And I think your own mind, you ultimately have control over it. And if you want to get out of that depressive rut, you can do. I think that is generally quite a controversial opinion these days. But yeah, I'm in control when I've acknowledged it, which, as I say, I've really noticed it the last few days, and it's up to me to kind of get out of that headspace.
Yeah. I also want to acknowledge the fact that we are at the end of January right now, and you tend to get seasonal depression every year. So this could also be that. And I'm going to ask if you've been using the little sunshine lamp that I got. If
No,
not, you should be.
I haven't.
No. Maybe try that. Try that out. See if that helps a little bit, because you do get seasonal depression every year, and sometimes it's hard to recognize that when you're in it. So it could be
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, that's an interesting point because I think I've questioned whether it could be seasonal depression, and every year I feel like I question the same thing. And I think I've been quite harsh on myself because I felt, I wouldn't say I felt lonely, but I felt a little bit kind of disconnected from my friends recently. And I thought, I'm not going out anywhere near as much as I was towards the back end of last year, towards last summer. And I was wondering maybe if that's to do with the fact that I was, kicked out of that community, out of the Yes fam a while ago, and maybe I just have less friends to kind of connect with now. But actually, I took a look back on my photo gallery on my phone from this time last year, from January last year, and I probably went out exactly the same amount of times as I have done this month. So it is purely to do with the time of year, I think, well, from a social perspective, but also my mood is probably largely down to that. But then the question is, the difficulty is, see, there's mood lamps, there's, there are ways to deal with it, but it's not a permanent fix. It's a temporary fix that works a little bit here and there. What is the solution,
Yeah.
other than moving somewhere?
The solution is
Yeah.
we're going to move to Florida. After this year's over, you're moving to Florida with me. Mary's coming too. We're going to live on a compound, get houses in the same neighborhood. Like, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Just
Sounds
accept your
amazing.
fate now.
It's not even a case of accepting it. I'm praying for it. I would love that. Also, my sister's boyfriend, who I met over Christmas, I guess we probably haven't really discussed that, but he's a lovely guy, really nice. He's in Dubai at the moment. He's been posting all about it on his Instagram story and on his all over his Instagram. And I'm so jealous and I miss it so much. Honestly, I never thought I'd say that when I left Dubai, but I really do miss it.
Yeah.
And Dubai, I guess, is kind of, you know how when people retire or when people want sunshine, they go to Florida, right? And people move to Florida because they want that
Yeah.
all year sunshine, all year heat. And that's kind of what we do in Europe. We go to Dubai instead, or the south of Spain. But Dubai is where a lot of people move. I would say Dubai is kind of like, oh, Miami in a way. And it does make me really
Yeah.
reconsider whether I'm in the right place in London and whether I should potentially consider moving back there. It's been a question I've raised a few times since I moved back, but I think it's an option potentially.
It is an option. It is an option. Just keep that compound living in your head, because I just want to live in community
Sorry,
with all of our people.
You just told me
That's all I
about this
want.
compound living idea, and then I've just completely shat on that and said, nope, Dubai.
Nah, it's fine. You can live in Dubai for a while, but we all know we're gonna end up living in the same neighborhood.
I would love
Yeah,
that.
come on. Let's be real. That's all I want.
Me
That's
too,
all I
me
want.
too. I think that would be amazing. Amazing. Didn't we? We always said that when we were growing up, going to Tony Robbins events. How amazing would it be? At the time, we said, how amazing would it be to just have a house that we could all live in? But a compound is a pretty sick idea.
Yeah. Or just like houses in the same neighborhood. Or like the same
Yeah.
cul-de-sac or whatever. This is what I want. And one of the, I don't want to get into it yet, but one of the people I'm talking to, that's something he's also like doing with his best friends. And I was like, if we just got all of our friends to move to one neighborhood, that would be a dream. That'd be a dream. Yeah. So I'm trying to think, how do I know when it's time for a mental health break? I think just like when I'm burnt the fuck out on everything. I think when everything is burning you out, like your fun stuff, your work stuff, like just when everything's adding to your stress, even things that don't normally add to your stress are like making you like more wigged out, that's when it's time for a mental health break for sure. But also sometimes I tend to be in the camp of not realizing you need a mental health break until it's way too late, and then needing like burning the hell out for months and then taking 2 weeks off because I'm like, I can't, like I just gotta go. Or maybe burning the fuck out on 7 years and then being like, I'm gonna take a year, bye. Not that that's the same at all. It's not, but whatever. Not even a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm so sad we haven't been talking. What's been happening? What's going on?
in the build up to this conversation, to this call, I've been questioning what I would say when you ask that, because I don't know. Honestly, I'm in a weird place where everything feels like a blur at the moment. I don't know how much detail we've gone into before with my BPD. I know we've gone into a good amount of detail of certain symptoms and certain aspects of it. I don't know how much we've spoken about the dissociation side of things. Have we kind of spoken about that much? It's
Not a ton.
honestly is the reason that I figured out or suspected that I had BPD in the first place a few years ago. Because for a lot of my life, I feel like I've lived on the border of reality, which I think is actually where the name borderline personality disorder comes from. And what that means,
Yeah.
or what that feels like for me, and it is hard to describe, but the best way to describe it is that just nothing feels real. There are many moments in my life where I just coast through. Everything feels numb isn't the right word. It's kind of just a blur. Certain experiences, like I said earlier about the theater, it feels like I'm not fully there in that moment. It doesn't feel like I'm really experiencing it. Honestly, it feels like I could well be just a computer system living in a simulation. And it's a horrible feeling because I know that I'm a human being and I am living and I'm experiencing my life every day. I'm not the kind of person that just stays in and just plays video games all day.
Yeah.
And I would maybe understand this feeling that I get, or lack of feeling, with that kind of thing, if I was just staying inside all day every day. But I don't. I get out a lot. I socialize, I experience, I have fun. But I would say a good 70-80% of the time it feels like I'm just not actually there and not experiencing all of these fun things. And I've questioned over the years why that might be. I thought maybe this is the human experience. Maybe everyone else experiences things the same way that I do, and I'm expecting too much. I've also questioned whether it could be that I've fried my brain with drugs, although this has been going on for so long before I started taking substances. So yeah, that's when I started to do some research, and I figured out that actually I probably have BPD, and then I went and saw someone and got diagnosed. But it's horrible, and that's how I felt, especially over the last, I would say, week and a half, couple of weeks, as long as I can remember, to be honest, but it's definitely the last few weeks.
Yeah.
To the point where I'll be having a conversation. So Savita's actually here tonight. She's overlapping while she moves into her other place on Sunday, and she had to move out of her current place today. And we were having a conversation in the car journey back to mine when I was helping her move. And she then raised that conversation probably like 30 minutes later. She mentioned something that I'd said in that conversation. And I was like, I don't remember that at all. And it was literally like 20-30 minutes before. I was like, I was not there in that moment. I don't remember this happening. I wasn't there in that moment. And it's scary. It's really scary. But as a result, I'm struggling to answer your question. As a result, I've gone on a long tangent here, but
That's okay. You're disassociating
but
from your life right now.
I'm struggling to answer that question because I don't remember a lot of what I've got going on at the moment. My life right now, all I can
That's
think
okay.
is work. That's about it. Honestly, like that's about it.
That's okay. Now, I'm going to ask the question that I ask every single time you tell me you're going through a hard time. And that's, are you moving your
No,
body?
not at all.
Okay. Okay. So that's your homework. You got to get outside and move your body, and you got to get the sunshine lamp going. Like, even if it's just while you're working, just have it shining on your face, just like a bright light, because you know you get seasonal depression every year. It's every single time you're going through a hard time, I ask you, are you moving your body? And the answer is always fucking no. So that is your homework. Like, literally just move. Doesn't matter if it's a walk, a run, or whatever. Like, move. Get up and move.
No, 100%. It's a big issue. I haven't been moving my body for a while, and I was playing football every week. I'm not going to say, I was about to say soccer, and I was like, I'm not going to censor myself for you. But I was playing football every week. God, what are you doing to me? Every week for, before Christmas. Now, I think because the weather's really shit at the moment, like it's super, super cold, wet, windy. It's just a miserable time of year to be in the UK. We're struggling to get the numbers, so realistically, we're playing like once every 2 weeks at the moment, and that's the only exercise I'm getting. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going for runs. I don't even have a gym membership at the moment. I cancelled that probably back in November. So I need to, and I know I need to get back into the swing of things. I know how important it is. I saw a TikTok today. I was scrolling mindlessly, unfortunately, which is another bad habit that I need to get out of because that also contributes to this feeling. But it was this guy, quite well known on TikTok, in UK TikTok, and he was being interviewed, and he said the best mental state that he has ever been in was when he was training for a big boxing match, like a celebrity boxing match. He said because I was training every day, I was fit, I was exercising every day, and it just put me into such a good mental state. I felt good, I looked good, and I think everyone acknowledges it. Everyone. If you're not exercising, you're not going to feel good. And I know I'm preaching this to the
Mm-hmm.
converted here. I know you don't need to hear that, but
But I
well,
low-key
how? I
do
mean,
right now.
are you moving your body? How are you doing with that? With all the traveling? No.
No, it's not happening at all. That's actually what I was going to talk about with you today is like what areas are going well, what areas are not. Physical health has just slipped. It's just slipped. I've been drinking a ton. I haven't worked out since like December 26th. That was my last workout. So it's been over a month at this point since I've had a workout. I've been moving in terms of walking. I've been walking a lot. Like I'm exploring a bunch of different cities, and a lot of times I'll just drop myself somewhere and just walk around. So I've been doing that, but I have not had a workout in over a month. This is the longest I've gone without a workout since maybe
Wow.
COVID, I think. And I've just been eating. Yeah, I've been eating like shit. I've been drinking a ton. Thankfully, my clothes are still fitting well. Everything's still okay, but I can really see it taking a thing. It's funny because I was on the phone with my friend and we were talking about this year, and I'm a little concerned you're gonna be burning the candle at both ends with traveling full time, working your full time job and your business. And also with my business, I've increased my workload by 3 and I've decreased my time by 3. So what's being sacrificed there is my working out and my sleep and also connecting with friends and family. Like I have so many friends that I typically reach out to and typically connect with, but haven't talked to anybody. Like I haven't talked to anybody. I've just been so like, if I'm not traveling, I'm working. If I'm not working, I'm like barely sleeping. Like my sleep score has been shit for a month. Yeah, the health thing has really, and I'm like, how difficult would it be to just do 50 squats, like 50 sit-ups, and like as many push-ups as I can do, like every morning, like that and a meditation, get it done. Like how easy would that be? But no. And all of these like habits, the meditation, I lasted like 3 days of the year, 4 days of the year doing meditating consistently and haven't done it since. Like I've just kind of fallen off so much. I feel like so much of my life is slipping through the cracks with these like habits and health and whatever. And it's just like travel and work have just taken the priority and have taken over, and it takes up all
But
my time.
how are you resolved? Is it taking a toll on you?
I think it might be to a certain extent. I'm still moving, but I think it's like the eating and the drinking and the sleep more so. The moving still feels okay because I'm walking around so much and I'm still very active. So it's not, oh, I'm not working out. I'm still moving my body. It's just not active movement. It's just, I mean, it's still, I guess walking is still active, but still it's not quite the same as a proper workout. But I feel okay. I just think it's more like the sleep than anything else has kind
Okay.
of fallen off.
But on the flip side, would you say that the cost there is that you're having fun? Are you having a lot of fun?
Yeah. The cost there is fun and personal growth. And that was the 2 areas I wanted to work on this year, fun and personal growth. And those areas are killing it. Career is, I'm feeling really proud of everything of what I'm producing and the amount of work I'm doing right now. I keep saying I need to hire somebody and I haven't, because there's just so much work that can be done and I haven't, like I really can optimize what I'm doing and I just haven't. I'm like just trying to get consistency and I'm like, really, I should need to be hiring someone to do this for me. But just haven't made the time to look into how to do that, or how much I can budget, or how much I can put aside. Would it help to just have someone do this stuff for me? Would I even be able to do that? What would that look like? I don't know. But yeah, the trade-off is fun. And that's the thing, is like everything with the wheel of life, right? Something is trading off for something else. Trading off my health and my friends and family for fun and personal growth. And friends and family are still, honestly, my long distance friendships have never been, not that they've never been better, but I'm getting to visit friends and family that I've never experienced, and making new friends and family. That's very cool. But like my existing friends and family, I'm doing the bare minimum, like barely checking in. Like at one point, my mom, she was texting me 2 days in a row and had to call me. She's like, you have to remember you're an only child. You have to call, you have to send pictures at least every other day. So at least we know you're alive. You can't just, yeah, she's like, yeah. She's going, I mean, I've been better about that since she messaged me about it, because I was just so caught up in my own travels and being present in my own travels. I just kind of forgot. But yeah, there's a trade-off there for sure with moving the body and fun. I've just been having so much fun that I just haven't had the chance to do anything else.
This is what we talk about with the wheel of life. When you focus on certain areas, other areas will suffer. But that doesn't necessarily mean they have to fall off a cliff edge, which just sounds like your physical health has, and I guess kind of spirituality as well. Even though you had a good start to the year with it for a few days, and you can say it's only a few days, but it's still a good start. I think you could still be doing even the minimum with those, instead of just completely obliterating them. As you said, how long out of your day does that actually take? I don't think it does necessarily boil down to a time thing, because I know you're struggling for time. Realistically, if you wanted to get a very, very quick workout done, if you wanted to get 10 minutes of meditation or something done, it's 30 minutes out of your day realistically.
I could do it. Yeah.
I'm such a hypocrite in saying that.
Yeah,
but,
I really could.
You know, it's very true.
Well, it sounds like we both should just get moving this week. Moving and meditating, honestly, and I think that's something we can both be committed to this week. And you know what we'll do? Let's actually first of all, we should be in more communication, but let's actually text about it. Like today, tomorrow, let's move and meditate, even if it's just like 5 minutes. Let's do it together. Like we have the same homework, basically.
I think for me, I had a big wake up call actually. I went out on Friday night to see John Summit. I went to see him. And really, really cool. Still no alcohol, by the way. It's the longest I've gone in a very, very long time. So
hell yeah!
I've almost completed dry
That's
January,
awesome.
and I have no intention of breaking that in February. So, feeling good about that. But I went to that show on Friday with some friends, and oh my god, wait! I don't think I didn't tell you that. Wait, I wouldn't have. Wait, when did we catch up? No, I wouldn't have told you this. This is a mad story. Maybe I did tell you, but anyway, I want to tell you again. Yeah, sorry.
Can you just tell me the story?
I'm freaking out that I might not told you. So I went to this show Friday, and first of all, I saw photos of myself afterwards, and I was like, is that what I look like right now? Like, I looked not homeless, because I look quite smartly dressed, but like my hair was puffy, because I haven't had a haircut in almost 4 months, because I've been trying to grow it out, but it just, that's why I'm wearing a hat today, because it just looks ridiculous. So I need a haircut. I need to lose weight. That was the biggest thing, and that's why I'm bringing this up now. I desperately need to lose weight. Like, I'm not looking great, you know, from a size perspective at the moment, and that was quite scary. And then also I was editing some reels earlier today, and I was looking back on even 6 weeks ago, so when I was starting to eat healthily just before Christmas, I was looking so much better than I am now. I've really put on a lot of weight over the last this year, which kind of coincides with the rut that I've been in. So yeah, physical health definitely a focus this week. But the story I wanted to tell you, so
what's happened?
We were leaving, or so this was after the show, and I was with a bunch of friends, and they wanted to go to another bar afterwards just to chill for a bit, because the show finished quite early. It finished at 11 p.m. and I was like, yeah, why not? It'd be fun to just chill. I don't really know two of the guys. They were kind of one of my friends'
Two of the
friends.
guys, they were
And we were walking to this other bar,
Okay.
and
walking to this other
one of
bar.
them goes, "Oh my God, it's Katie." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Don't know who Katie is, whatever." So he went over to this group of 6, 7 girls, and he clearly knew one of them, and he was chatting, and we kind of like separated. We like the rest of the group was staying away from him so he could just catch up with these girls. Then he brought them over to us and introduced them, and I looked, and one of them was a girl that I've been on 3 dates with like 2 years ago. So if you remember, do you remember Elaine?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Elaine and I took like a 1-month break, and in that 1-month break, I dated this girl for a few dates, and Savita was there with us on Friday.
Okay.
So it just felt very awkward, especially considering I'd ghosted this girl because I wasn't interested. I know it's a horrible way to go about it, proper fuckboy trash, but I just wasn't interested. So that doesn't make it any better.
Okay.
But
Fine.
no. But anyway, I
It does
ghosted
not,
her.
but
I
fine.
wouldn't do that anymore. Probably not. But I ghosted her a couple of years ago, and so it was a little bit awkward. We still follow each other on Instagram, still reply to each other's stories every now and then. It's all just kind of friendly stuff. But yeah, it just felt so awkward. And I told Savita, I was like, I've been on 3 dates with that girl. And Savita, she got quite visibly distressed, but a little bit uncomfortable about the situation, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
But then I was kind of
Yeah.
like panicking. I was like, I don't know what to do. I feel like we have to go home. And I said to Savita, do you want to go home? We don't have to stay out now. And she was insisting on staying out with this group, because then we ended up joining groups and going to another bar with the group of girls.
Okay.
And I think this girl, she also probably felt quite awkward because of the whole situation. And it was an awkward situation. I said to Savita, listen, I'm going to have to go and say hi to her just to kind of break the ice. All it's going to be is a very quick catch up, and then I don't have to talk to her for the rest of the night, so it's not awkward anymore. I went and spoke to her.
Yeah.
Very brief catch up. Asked her how she knows my friend. Introduced her to Savita, and that was it. But like, it was so uncomfortable, and I don't really know why. I mean, would you understand it? Like, from my perspective, I understand from Savita's perspective why she would feel uncomfortable in that situation. But do you understand why I would feel weird about it?
Yeah. All 3 of you should feel ridiculously
all right.
uncomfortable in the situation. And if you didn't,
Yeah.
you'd be a psychopath.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Of course you're going to feel uncomfortable in the situation. What are you talking about? You ghosted a girl. You're there with your girlfriend.
It's
Like,
just like,
of course.
what are the chances of me bumping into this girl in a completely different part of London to where either of us are from? We both just happened to be at the same concert, but we didn't bump into each other at the concert. We bumped into each other afterwards because one of our friends. It was all very weird, and it was uncomfortable. But then I think the reason I'm tying this back to this story is because I then saw those photos afterwards of me, and I was like, that is not what I looked like 2 years ago when we went on those dates. She must have looked at me and thought, dodged a bullet there. Like, I don't know. I felt so down about how I was looking, and I was like, I really have to start taking care of myself. You know, I need to start working out. I need to start eating healthily. I need to get a fucking haircut, Josh. So
Yeah. Go get a haircut. That's your homework. Go get a haircut, eat healthy, and move. Come on, bruh. What are you doing? But honestly, it is the photos. It's the photos that really get you, because it's like you'll see photos, you'll be like, that's what my face looks like? What? Or you'll see old photos of you and you'll be like, oh my God, I've gained weight since then. Yeah. I'm a little nervous about that myself, to be honest with you. But I feel like
you're glowing because you just look
I
happy.
know, but
you're enjoying life.
I am enjoying life. Yeah. I am enjoying life, but I'm like, I don't want my health to suffer. Like, I love being in shape. I love being fit. It feels fucking good. Yeah. But the photos really get me, and I get it. But listen, we're back on it. We're back on it today. Today. Don't even go to sleep. At least just do 20
Yeah, I
push-ups
can
or
commit to
something.
that. I can commit to that. I have a question.
Yeah.
You told me to get a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on a buzz cut? Really? Because
Do it.
Savita's
Why
telling me
not?
she'll
It'll grow
break up
back.
with me if I get a buzz cut. So,
Oh, if
well,
she's
she's
gonna
not
break up with
actually
you,
going
just don't
to,
do it
but
then.
I really want to do it.
Just do whatever you want. I mean, my thing is try it,
Yeah,
it'll grow back,
exactly.
whatever.
Exactly. But then she keeps saying, "Oh, my parents are coming in April. It's the first time you're gonna meet them, and you're gonna have no hair." But it's gonna be growing back by
What do you mean?
then.
It's your
Exactly.
you'll have 2 months
Exactly. All
before
right, fine.
then. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell her you told me to do it, and you insisted, and you said
She's gonna hate me. Savita hasn't even met me yet, and she's gonna hate me.
it's okay. She'll listen to this episode, and she'll realize that actually I was trying to talk myself into it. It wasn't the other way around.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, Savita doesn't want it, don't do it, but also it's gonna
Yeah.
grow back, so
Yeah. So
it's
anyway,
fine.
I'm gonna do that. But tell me
Oh.
what you've been up to. I am hoping, assuming that you have a lot of cool things to tell me about.
I mean, honestly, I've just been on my travels and going crazy with that. And I've been, when was the last time we had a nice chat during Gold Coast, but our people listening did not listen to that. So I guess the last time we've talked publicly was when I was in Newcastle with Craig, and which was so much fun. I treated that part of the trip like a work retreat and just worked all day, like 12, 13, 14-hour days, and then hung out with Craig and his friends in the evening. And it was just really wholesome and nice. And after that, I went to Melbourne, and Melbourne was incredible. There's like a Melbourne guy on the roster who I'll get to. I'll get to all the romance stuff after I do the recap, but hung out with Melbourne guy, went to the Australian Open, which was like a huge dream come true. I grew up playing tennis. I went to the US Open every year, so being able to go to the Australian Open, I'm going to try and hit every Open this year, I think.
Nice. What? So you're gonna come to Wimbledon?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll be in Europe for the summer.
Okay.
You know this.
Okay.
European summer. So yeah, all the opens. But yeah, it was a huge dream come true to do that. And Melbourne felt the most like my regular routine. Like I went to a breathwork community thing, and that felt right, like normal, and just went and dropped myself in the city and wandered around and just enjoyed my time. I really enjoyed Melbourne a lot. After that, went to Sydney and hung out with my girlfriend, her husband, and their 4 kids under 7 years old.
Wow.
Which was
that's intense.
Honestly,
Yeah.
a lot of fun, but very chaotic. Yeah, it was intense, but it was like, it was very wholesome. It was very, very wholesome. Like these kids are using me as their own personal jungle gym, which like, that was probably the best workout I got, was like all the kids wanted to see over the fence because they never got to see what's like on the other side of the fence. So I'm just like lifting them all up and I'm like getting my workout in. But yeah, and got to see more of Sydney that I didn't get a chance to see before I left because I had been there at the beginning of the month. And it's just like a really wholesome time. It's crazy because everywhere I go, I just feel so welcome. And I just feel like I'm so welcomed everywhere. But then especially families, I feel like I'm just kind of included in families, which is it's been really wholesome and nice to just be like, oh, everywhere I go, I have loved ones, which is really cool. So I hung out with her and her family and then flew to New Zealand a couple of days ago. I've been hanging out with my dad's friend. And like that first night I got there, he said, we're going to have dinner with my friends. So we went to his friend's house, and like they're from the US who like they moved here in 2011 and just never left. Like they were going to be here for a year, and then they're like, we love it so much, we're staying. And that was also just really wholesome. Like they had friends in from out of town, and it was like, I just feel like I'm welcomed like family everywhere, which has been cool. And I've done a couple of tours since then, and I've been meeting a lot of solo female travelers. Like I've met 5 solo female travelers kind of where I'm going. Yeah, on different tours. I sat next to a solo female traveler on the plane to New Zealand, and she was awesome and had an awesome story, and I never talk to people on planes, so it was like a kind of universe. I don't know what prompted me to be like, oh, you're from the US. She was born and raised in the same town where I grew up. Same town. Like not even same area, like same exact town. Yeah. And she just has a crazy story, and I've learned my lesson of just bringing my mics everywhere. Like I met another solo female traveler on a wine tour, and we ended up recording an episode in the back of the van on the way back to town after. Yeah, just stuff like that. So it's been really cool to just like connect with families and solo female travelers. And It's been really wholesome, and just like seeing these incredible, beautiful places. Like everywhere just looks like a freaking postcard. And it's like everywhere I go, I'm like, oh man, I need more time here. I need to come back or something. But it's been incredible. So I've been like balancing my travels and then just working a ton, like working a ton. Like I'm getting up at 5, working until whenever, having the afternoons to just enjoy, and then coming back and working more. So that's just where my life has been. That's where my life has been the last whatever. But just to, I've been like, I was going to call you a couple hours ago, but I knew you were helping with Savita. I've just been having like a freak out about like the romance area wheel of life is just very confusing, dude. It's very confusing. Obviously we had a chat about Dr. Leprechaun, and I have fully fallen in love with this man. I don't know how it happened. I did not expect to fully fall in love with this man. Like maybe I'm like trying to figure out, is this me filling a void of my relationship, or is this actually a real thing? And I realize, I think we've talked about it, that like only time will tell. Like just experience it. It doesn't have to be anything, but give it time. And if this is actually real, then it's actually real. But there's no need to put the pressure on it of being real right now, because I'm not ready to get into a new relationship. But it's actually crazy, like falling for this person so quickly and so deeply. And it's like, it's very, very confusing, because I find myself considering his feelings and everything, even though I'm a single girl, and even though I'm like trying to just enjoy my life and whatever, or like hooking up with other people or whatever. It's like my mind automatically goes to, oh, is like Dr. Leprechaun, like I don't want to hurt him or whatever. Like I'll be with other people and then be thinking about him. And that's messy and confusing. And then there's Melbourne guy too, and I like went and hooked up with him, and he like texted me, or he called me last night, and so I have time off, like you're in New Zealand, and he's probably gonna fly out to come hang out with me, this is now the second man who's flying to a different country to hang out with me. And I'm like, when is someone gonna fly me out? Like, when am I gonna be flown out? Come on, what is this? I know. I'm like, why is no one flying me out anywhere? Anyway, so now the second man who's gonna be flying to a different country to hang out with me. And I don't know, it's very, very confusing, because and then I was on the phone with my sister an hour ago because I was freaking out and fucking crying about like, falling in love is confusing. This wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to fall for somebody so quickly after my relationship is over. She's like, Sasha, you're 1 month into your year. She's like, if you fell in love with a person, it's never going to happen in the timeline you expected. If this is your person, great. But also if it's not cool, you have a whole year to go. It doesn't have to be anything. All you have to do is experience this moment and experience this growth, because you're still growing through this experience. This year is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be confusing. The travel is really fun, and the work you're really growing through, but apparently the romance area is where I'm really having all of these lessons right now, because it's sticky and confusing and like whatever, because it's okay, Melbourne guy is probably going to come hang out with me, but then I'm like thinking about fucking Dr. Leprechaun, and I'm like, how am I managing all of this? Like what is happening? Like how I don't know. And it's really confusing, and I'm going to be seeing Dr. Leprechaun in a couple of weeks in Salt Lake City when I'm there. And he's going to be there. And that's confusing too, because I'm like, I thought I was going to be hooking up with people at this like thing I'm going to. And now I don't know. Like this whole thing is messy and confusing. But I guess that's like the whole point of this year, is to like, I guess this is what single is like having a roster and like feeling the intricacies of what it's like to be having a lot of feelings and navigating all of them. But I don't
definitely
know.
And I think, as I said to you the other day, I 100% saw this coming. The moment the foundations of this Dr. Leprechaun love story began, I saw it coming from a mile off, and I warned you. I said I disagree with certain things that you were doing, and him joining you in Australia. But the other thing that we discussed the other day, and I think it was your mum that said this, is that if he is your person, and if it really is meant to be, then it will be in a year, right? And in the meantime, you can go away, you can have your fun. You shouldn't worry about hurting his feelings, because again, you went in with intentions initially with this, and unfortunately, you have gone against those intentions. It's not, maybe
I don't know if I've gone
but,
against them.
And I wouldn't blame you either. I don't think it's your fault, but it's also not necessarily a bad thing. You've kind of adapted your intentions, I suppose, is probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah. Like the intentions are still there. I'm still a single girl. I'm still doing my thing, but like he is being considered now, which is crazy to me. And I don't want to make decisions based on another person when I'm a single human being. Who knows where this year is going to take me? I know you got that smug look on your face. You're like, I
Well,
fucking knew it.
I
You're
mean,
like, I
well, that
fucking
that
knew
was
it,
partly
bitch.
what that was, but I was also
Was that was hard
remembering.
with that week that
I was also remembering when you first
Remember.
saw this guy, like when he first came to see you. Was it in Miami? I think so. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
won't
Miami.
repeat
Yeah.
anything, but the kind of things that we were talking about at that point is funny to see how this has progressed. It's very interesting.
I know. Well, I mean, I can say like when he came to visit me in Miami, I was like, whatever, it's fine, no big deal, like nothing, like it's okay. And then I don't know what happened. And I even said there, I was like, oh, this is not going anywhere, whatever. Um, and then it just happened. And that's the thing about this year, or what I've been seeing with at least the romance area, is that these like opportunities and people are coming up, and I'm feeling like about it. And then I'm like, okay, well, surrender to the experience. If this is what's happening, it's what's happening, and just embrace the experience because that's what this is. And just grow through it, learn through it, see what's happening. And yeah,
There will be moments over the next year where your paths will cross. I don't think Salt Lake City is going to be an isolated incident. Um, So I think it's okay to accept that, and it's okay to you can't expect yourself to be always hooking up with people over the next year. I know that's partly what this year was for, and experiencing new things and getting yourself out there. But it's okay for your paths to cross every now and then, especially if it feels so good and it feels so right. So in Salt Lake City, I wouldn't pressurize yourself to avoid him or avoid that situation, because you're going to have so many other opportunities over the next year to kind of really try other things and discover yourself.
yeah, exactly. Just I think it's like a lesson in surrendering to the experience and just like letting it be what it is without having to know what it is and without having to control it. And it's very difficult. And I'm having a very difficult time. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what this thing is, and I'm just trying to figure out where it's going and what's happening and whatever and whatever. And it's just like, why can't I just feel it, experience it, be with it, and just see what happens? Like, it doesn't have to be anything. It can just be what it is. And I feel like I'm learning this lesson every freaking day, like every day. But it's tough. It's emotionally very tough. And then I have to remind myself, you're growing through this experience. These tough emotions and these challenges, that's where the growth happens, is like these uncertainty and this like yuckiness and this, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. And even being with Dr. Leprechaun and then hanging out with Melbourne Guy, and even what that contrast was like, and being like, oh, this feels different and new. And do I like this? I don't know. I like parts of it. I don't like other parts of it. Oh, we'll
What's the
see.
verdict with the New Zealand trip then? Are you keen for it?
I checked with my Airbnb. I have 2 twin beds in my room. So I was like, I might just be like, hey, listen, I can't promise you we're going to do anything. I can't promise that's on the table. But if you want to come, you can if you want, basically. And just kind of leaving it there because I'm going anyway. A travel companion's always nice. And also, yeah. So I don't know, maybe we'll see. But I leave tomorrow for that area for Queenstown, and he would join me for Queenstown. So he would literally fly out tomorrow.
Okay. And what is the plan in New Zealand?
I've been in Christchurch for 4 days. Landed, hung out. Next day did a wine tour. Next day did Akaroa. Today I'm exploring around Sumner. Tomorrow I leave for my flight to go to Queenstown. I booked my bungee jump, which I'm doing basically tomorrow afternoon.
That's exciting.
Yeah, doing my bungee jump tomorrow afternoon, and then chilling. Next day I'm doing like Milford Sounds, and then I have 2.5 more days after that I haven't planned yet. So, and I've been having like a really, and I've learned another lesson too, where it's like, when I'm planning my travels, if it's not working, I shouldn't force it. I was so stressed out about trying to figure out Queenstown and what I was doing and whatever, and I just kept trying to force these puzzle pieces together, and it could be just because Melbourne Guy's coming and it's just going to be easier to like figure things out with him. Same thing happened in Australia. Like, the puzzle pieces of my hosts and like when I was going to be everywhere just wasn't fitting together. And as soon as Dr. Leprechaun said he was coming, everything snapped into place really, really quickly. And I think that's what I'm learning on my travels is like, even after Salt Lake, I have no idea yet where I'm going or what I'm doing. I have like one thing at the beginning of March with Katie and Valeria, our girlfriends. I have one thing at the beginning of March with them, but I have 3 weeks in between. I have no idea what's happening. And it's like, I've been trying to force it. And I was like, okay, sit back, chill out, and everything will fall into place the way it's supposed to. Just like let it fall into place. And that's something I'm also learning as well. And I think it's just a lesson overall that I need to just keep in mind for everything, for the romance, for the travels, for everything. It's just stop trying to fucking control everything. Sit back, be present, say your intentions, be ready for anything, and just allow it to fall into place the way it's supposed to, and just surrender to the experience of what this year and this life have to offer. And it's something that it's like a mantra this year. It's like surrender to the experience, surrender to the experience. And it's something I'm going through quite a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying my time a lot. And I feel like I'm learning a ton and working a ton and really making the most out of it. I really think I need to be moving, meditating. And I really do think I should hire on a team member to take
So
off some of this work on my plate just so I can
what
like
kind of-
sleep.
I mean, you said you're not really doing anything on that. What can you do to move that forward?
I think I can just at least put a posting out there,
Yeah.
maybe on LinkedIn or something, just being like, hey, I'm hiring a digital, like a social media video editor assistant maybe, and someone to just like basically put together the content. I'll do the voiceovers and they just upload and I don't have to worry about it, and they get a schedule going. And I'd love to be doing more like YouTube and TikTok as well, because the content would be so great on there. It's just like just the time. It's like just the pure amount of time it's taking just to do Instagram is a lot. And people I think are fucking hating me on Instagram because my follower numbers keep going up and down and like down. And I'm like, okay, well, if people like, that's a
Yeah.
good sign, right? If I'm being polarizing enough where people have to unfollow, it's a good thing, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's like not caring about the number, but
I mean, with social
I
media,
don't know.
you can't
I mean,
care
with
about
social
the
media-
number. You can't care about what people think. And I think it sounds like you probably are generally quite good at that. I posted a reel on our Instagram page today, which was, I guess, quite raw. It was a clip of me talking about something. I don't remember exactly what it was. Again, this is a prime example of how my memory is just gone at the moment. I literally posted it a few hours ago.
Yeah.
And one of my friends messaged me and said that he really respects that I'm posting things like that are so kind of open and raw, but also just posting a lot on
Yeah.
the Instagram. And he said, I'm really trying to build my following on my personal Instagram page, and I just can't bring myself to post because I care too much about what people think. But if you care too much about what people think, you're never going to build a following on Instagram. You're never going to, because you're going to be too scared to post, and you're going to be too scared to post things that people will react to. And as you say, I think it's important to have that element of polarization, because it means that people are paying attention as well. And eventually, with consistency, that will work.
Yeah. It's better to be annoying than forgotten.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's okay. If I'm annoying enough where people are unfollowing me, I guess it's a good sign, which is, I typically don't care about that, but I think I've just been so active on socials, or I've been very active on Instagram in the last week or so. And I've gotten really positive feedback on what I'm doing. I've been doing this series vlog style
love
about
it.
what I'm
I'm
getting
really
up to every
enjoying
day.
Yeah.
And you love it? Gotta be
Okay,
commenting,
okay.
Josh. I don't
Yeah,
know
right.
that people
No,
love
that's
it
a
unless
fair
they're
point.
saying
That is a
it.
very fair point. I don't
Right,
know
no,
why
that's
I'm
a fair
not.
point.
I need to show some
Very
love.
fair.
Well, yeah, you can comment. Tell me what you're liking about.
No, I'm really enjoying it. I also I love
I'm
how
really enjoying it. I
how
also
slick it is.
I
Like
love
it's not
how-
just that, I mean, the content's great, but it's really, it's the kind of thing that like I'll be scrolling on Instagram and I will stop and watch because it's just so well put together. It's like really easy to watch, so I'm really enjoying it.
Thank you. I feel like every time I'm posting, I'm like, okay, they're getting better and better. And it's funny because my favorites are different from my friends' favorites,
Right.
which I find really interesting. Like the ones I liked, like I really love New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And then my girlfriend I was on a meeting with her, my work wife, and she's like, oh, I love the one with the animals. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. Have you
Cool.
had any kind of any reels like pop off, like any kind of that have hit the view count or anything like that?
Nah. But also part of me is I'm enjoying making them, and they're
That's
also
good.
for me. Like I'm not necessarily just doing it for this. It's like putting together like a bunch of videos about like, what am I going through every day of this experience. Like it's for me to look back on too and to not forget, oh, I did this. And it's for me also. And there's also a lot of videos that I'm not posting and not sharing. And there's a lot of stories that I can't publicly say and I can't publicly do or whatever. But
that's what you're missing.
the spiciness, I mean,
No, I'm joking. You can't. I think there's a lot of it you can't post. You get sued.
There's a lot. Yeah, I get sued, but it's also just like, how do I respect the boundaries between what I want to keep private, what I want to keep public? Like here, like I'm talking about my romance things and I have that in my head. I'm like, oh, well, if I talk about it, can I not post about it or not post these people in it because these people are in my content and I want to protect their privacy also. And I've had conversations, but I'm like, if they have a nickname and I'm not tagging them, like whatever, really. And if it's like that big of an issue, it's whatever. My thing is if it blows up and I have these people who are like deep diving, then...
I mean, no, you're not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
I don't think you need to worry about that at this point. My biggest fear with social media, because you know how one of my big goals this year was to really take social media seriously for the podcast, but also my own personal brand. My biggest fear is that there are so many people out there and so many different things that could cancel me. I am arguably the most cancelable person in London, in the UK, and it's really sad to say, but I know that the moment I go viral, I will be cancelled. There'll be someone out there who will take something, put something out there, and that will be the end of my social media career before it's even begun. I'm
okay, so you're afraid of being cancelled. Okay.
Because I know it. Just like one or two people. There are so many people out there who have dirt on me. Yeah, I'm just thinking like super recently, like the whole Yes Fam thing. Like all of those people hate me.
Yeah.
And they have screenshots of horrible things that I've said. So super cancelable.
Well, we'll have to see, huh? We'll have to see. I mean, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Listen, everyone gets canceled. I got canceled. I mean, I didn't get canceled on the internet, but I got canceled by friends in real life. Like I've been canceled a lot by friends in real life over being in a relationship with someone who has a different political status than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that happened a lot. I lost a lot of friends, not over my political status, over my partner's political status. And it really messed up a lot of my friendships. So you can get canceled for something that's not even your shit.
It's true.
Yeah. Plus, it might just go with the punchable face.
Yeah, it goes without saying. Even if I hadn't done anything to get cancelled, I'd get cancelled anyway because look, he's people so punchable.
Yeah.
Look,
he's just so punchable. Let's just fucking take that guy out. Anyway, all right, guys. So we'll catch you next week. Hopefully, we'll actually be able to record consistently and figure it out because going 2 weeks without talking is just like absolutely not okay. And we will be moving and meditating and. Please, let's hold each other accountable like daily on this one because this one's a big one for both of us.
Yeah, we need to text throughout the week. We need to keep on top of each other, make sure we're doing it. And I will send you a selfie when I get my buzz cut. So.
See, oh my God, please. And the thing is I think it's my fault because I'm not doing my Friday messages anymore.
Yeah, but that's one aspect, and we've adapted our friendship over the years to the voice message thing, and before that, I think we did like sort of monthly phone calls, or it wasn't even that, but we did phone calls here and there.
Not even that, it was like annual or something.
But we've adapted our friendship, and I think now we need to adapt it again and see what else works for us now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at least we have this. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you next week. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and follow along on social media.
If you would like us to help you mastermind something in your life, please send us a message.
We'll see you next week on the Mastermind Moments podcast.